This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, Kumar, sorry.
Okay. Okay, then we will begin the session. Already we are on time. So see here, yesterday we were discussing on the services part. Okay, but unfortunately, as I saw, the total memory got exhausted and there were a lot of issues in the environment, I can say. Okay, now as well, you can see the only memory that is left is 1.37 GB. Yesterday it was 50 MB or so. Okay, so everything got stuck. Even this is also very bad, but I need to change it because already I have increased it to 150 GB. Due to some softwares, it might got increased. Okay, yeah. So see here, today we will test the services, and while working with the services, I want to show you in a different fashions. Okay, first one is using the test service simply by passing the string value. Okay, and the second one is, let's say sometimes you want to get a JSON or an array of JSON. Okay, array of records, and then you want to insert into the database or you want to perform some manipulation. How to do that? Okay, to do that, I have created one more method here. I have used the same service test, and then I have used one more method here, AIF collection type, and then I am using a name with the list with the name record. Okay, and it is of type class and list record, and this record is the array of service contract. What does this service contract contain? The service contract contains the members, the zip code, the country, the state, the district, the city. Like this, you can have any number of members here. Like this, you can have any number of members. Now, whatever we need to do is, if we want to work with this, we need to create a JSON because we are working with the REST API and not with the SOAP API. How to create a JSON? So this is a simple JSON. The JSON contains 6 fields in it, which are nothing but the address fields. So the same contract you need to create in the C# as well. You can see here, I have created the same address contract in the C#, and we need the array of records, side the list, and then array of records. And now I am adding the 2 records to the list so that I can pass them. Okay, and then I am serializing into JSON. I am parsing the JSON. Okay, and here you can see the service operation. Okay, in this service test, in the service, I have created multiple service operations. One service operation is test service. Second one is address list. Okay, now let me go to this service test, and first of all, we will see how to debug. If you want to debug this piece of code, the way that I suggest is, you need to attach the process which is w3wp or run any one of the job that you have. If you have the job already with you, run that particular job. Then obviously it will hit the breakpoint and you will be able to debug them. Okay. Let it load all the files. Once all the files are loaded, then I will run this and we will see how to debug that. We will see debugging the test service. We will also debug the address list and we will see what is the difference. Okay. Let's see. Let's wait for a minute so that it will load all the files and the breakpoints are in red color. has not loaded all the symbols here. I'm just trying to reload. Now they are red in color, they will get hit. So see here, now I want to simply run this job because already you know yesterday we have created this. First of all, we will see how the test service will work, and then we will see the how the JSON is going to work. We will see both of them. Okay, now you can see I am pressing F10 or F11, whatever you want you can do, and now it will hit the breakpoint in Dynamics 6. Okay, and the service will get hit. So this is how the service is going to work. You are going to simply create the Azure app, and then using that application, you can register it. I am writing the same value from here. Done. The job is done. Now the call will come back to the this one, and you can see the response and request, both of them will be same. Okay. So this is one way of working with the service. And similarly, sometimes people used to ask me, suppose let's say if I want to pass it JSON. Now I will simply uncomment this piece of code. Okay. And then you can see I have this JSON contract and this one. These both are not necessary because already I have generated the JSON, and the service is not this one. The service is address list. Okay, now the service is /API services address list. And then are there any other changes we need to do? No. Byte array JSON, I am getting the JSON. Good. Okay, everything seems good. Okay, everything seems good here because I am taking the byte array dot length and I got everything. Let me run this. And I think I did not stop here. Yeah, good. Now let me again press F11. You got the breakpoint hit. Now the breakpoint got hit in address list. Now if I press F10, you need to see what does this record contain. What does this record contain? This record contain again a contract, and this list has count of 2, and in each of the list you got the address details. You got the address details, and you can use this address details, and then you can pass them. As simple as this. Now I got the country, I got the street, and if you want to manipulate this, you can do that. If you want to insert into a table, you can do that. You can do whatever you want here. You can do whatever you want with this. Okay, so this is how we work with services. The same thing we have done yesterday as well, but only one thing, that is I got problem with the memory, and unfortunately it has always thrown the internal server error. This is what happened yesterday. Okay, whereas the same thing without doing any changes, it is working. Okay, because at the initial level, and okay, you might find one more change. That change might be I took here byte array. So instead of byte array, even with HTTP request message as well, it is successful. Okay, even with HTTP request message as well, it will be successful. There will be no change. Only one thing, the token should be generated. Got it? This is how we work with the services in Dynamics 365. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, services, working with services in Dynamics 365 is very simple. Okay, you can work with REST API or can work with SOAP API, but I don't want to discuss the SOAP API because SOAP API is the old one, yeah. It's not the new one. Okay. The latest version is what is the latest version? Is REST API. So we will be always discussing the REST API only. Okay. Okay. Now 1 second. Let me open the syllabus and check.
So Kumar,
Yep.
okay.
Go ahead.
You hard coded the values of addressity and all this thing in the C# code somewhere. So instead of that, how we can pass the JSON URL or path directly?
JSON URL.
Yeah, or path. I don't know exactly.
See here, you can't pass JSON URL or JSON path. If you have the JSON URL, from that URL you need to get the JSON into a string and then pass that to a byte array, and then you need to send it to Dynamics 365. Okay.
No, sorry, come again.
If you have a JSON URL, from that JSON URL, you need to get the JSON. Okay. Point
That
number
is
one. After getting the JSON,
internal.
you need to send it to Dynamics 365.
So that I will get using some code. Huh?
Yes. You need to get the JSON if in the form of a string that is needed. Without that, you can't do anything else. Okay. You need to get JSON into a string. Please remember this. Okay.
And
If it is a path, from that path you need to read the JSON file, and then you need to use the JSON file in a string.
so
Okay.
can we send some status back to the third party?
Already we are
Like,
sending it here. Can you say this? I am writing HTR. Send whatever you want. I am writing string 255. Written whatever you want.
okay, so it will go back to the third party again.
Yes. That's what I showed you. Na? The response string is the same thing.
Okay.
You can send whatever you want in return. Okay.
Can we see an example of OData service?
This is what is the same thing. OData service, you are going to use the REST API. Only for you, I created this. Whereas if you want to work with the data entities, again, it's the same fashion. There is no difference. OData service is nothing but the REST API. Okay.
Yes,
So
but
if you
we
want
are
to,
writing some respect to the OData service and like service.create object, something like this. So
yes.
instead of working in the Dynamics,
Huh?
totally we can work C# itself as a custom page and for adding or modifying.
No. I didn't get your question. But actually, if you want to work completely in the C#, then what is the purpose of having Dynamics AX? What do you want to do completely in the C#?
No, actually, if I need some customization or need to handle some table from outside the Dynamics,
Huh?
from the C
Handle
itself,
the table in the sense, what do you want to do?
adding the record or modifying the
Here
manipulating
we are doing
the
the same.
no without the Dynamics in the C# only.
You can't do that here. In the C#, without involvement of Dynamics AX, you can't connect to the database itself. How can you do that then? How will you
But
connect
in
to the Dynamics AX DB?
Dynamics CRM we have this.
Okay, Dynamics CRM. 1 second. If you are working with the service, if you have
Yeah.
any service exposed from the to the outside, then only you can do that. Okay, because I will tell you, while speaking about the data entities, I told you about the recurrence integration scheduler. Okay, recurrence integration scheduler. What we can do is, if you want to work with the data entity from third party, okay, let's say you have the C# application from the, or let's say you have an on-premise environment. From that on-premise environment, you want to post the data into Dynamics 365. Okay, then we can use recurrence integration scheduler. In data entities, we have a concept called recurrence integration scheduler, where it will create 2 batch jobs for us. I showed you those batch jobs. I created them. If you hit that with the data, it will automatically push it. It's the same way again. There is no difference here. Even if it is recurrence integration as well, it's the same way. There is no difference. So unless and until you have something on AX, you can't do anything. You can't push the data. Currently here we are doing with the service.
Okay.
And if you want to see the recurrence integration scheduler, actually there is an example from the Microsoft itself. Okay, let me show you. Because sometimes what we will do is we need to push the message from outside. Okay, 1 second, I will show you that as well. You can simply run that application and you can give the app registration ID and the URI, post the message. Okay, recurrence integration scheduler. Okay, so this is the one, Microsoft recurrence integration scheduler. This is the application. If someone wants to push the messages from on-premise to Dynamics 365, then we will use this. Okay, and whatever the parameters that you will set up for this recurrence integration scheduler are very simple. Okay, you need to provide the URI, app registration ID, app key. That's it, done. Okay, as simple as this. How to
Okay.
get multiple lines like for sales order? Yeah, you can get it. See here, currently what I have done, I have created one contract, and let's say this is a single contract. What I will do is I will create one more contract, and then I will add one more data member with a list here. If you add data member with a list here, that will be enough. You will get one more with lines. Everything is
Kumar,
same.
how would be the structure of that? Because there would be header, which would be parent, and then there would be lines or like multiple sales order.
Okay, so how will be the structure? I want you to tell me.
It,
Because
it would be group wise sales order number, then sales line, then again some sales order number, then sales line kind of.
1 second.
In this step, customer, I will modify an existing customer, and I will delete an existing
I'm
customer.
getting some,
Can please the videos on background.
okay. Okay, you mean to say like this. Here you will have, let's say, sales ID colon, and you will have some ID 1001. Okay, and inside this, let's say you have sales line, and then you mean to say like this. Okay, here let's say you have line 1, and then L1001. Okay, so like this you can have any number. Only one thing you need to remember is I have the sales ID, which is the parent. So to this parent, what I have done, I have the sales line. Okay, so here at the top level, if you want to have an array, then again you need to create a record. Only one thing is you need to form the JSON correctly. That will be enough. Okay, so this will be your JSON. You can add any number of sales orders here. Now, okay, let me open Visual Studio 2019. Then you will get a clear idea of it. Services samples. Okay, now if you see here, list of address. What does list of address mean? I'm saying I want to get the list of addresses, and that should be in a node called record. And the what does this address contain? The address should contain these fields. Okay, now if I run this, and if you see my JSON, just a second, I will show you the JSON. This is how it looked like. So what happened? At the top level, I have the record. Inside the record, star, and then an array. Inside this array, I have one address, and then I have another address. So instead of this record, I have the sales ID here. Simply, you need to add class inside a class here. Even now, for example, if you ask me here how to do that, I want to simply add a new item, and then let's say I want to get the customer along with this address. Okay, I will create a class, and then I will call it as customer. Here, AMA customer. Click on the add button. Now let's say here data member is not string or integer. Instead of that, this data member, what I will do is I will add one more data member. Okay, data member, and then I will call it as customer, and then public AMA customer param AMA customer, and then here I will create one more variable or object of this customer. Done. And then here AMA customer underscore customer equal to customer, and then here customer equal to underscore customer return customer. Now what will happen in this is a complex JSON. You can say here I have the address details, and along with that address details I have one more node called customer. In this customer I will get the customer details. Whatever the data members you add, that will be part of this one. Okay, now if you see the JSON, how the JSON will look like, let me copy this, and then one second. Okay, if I format this into a JSON, then it will be okay. Now along with this, what will get added here? It will add a node called customer colon. This is how it will be. Now in this customer, you will have the details, and in the customer, if you have the details, you want the array. So what you will do? Instead of adding the customer, you can add a list. Then you will have the list again. From that list, read out the customers. The same thing that I have done here in the service test. In the list, I'm getting the records. Simple. The same thing. Okay. Even if it is sales order, even if it is sales line, even if it is address, even if it is customer, everything is same. There will be no difference at all. Only one thing is that you need to think about this JSON. Okay. And one more thing is that if you have the JSON file, let me show you one more, because most of the times again people will struggle creating these JSON classes. So how to create these JSON classes? This is very simple. You are creating the JSON class. Okay, click on the file button and create a new class here. Okay, class Visual C# class, open, and here I will delete this class name, and I have the edit option. In the edit, you will have page special JSON as classes. Done. Can you see this? This is what you need to do. And once you have in any language, you can transfer the same thing to X++. Got it? You need to form the JSON. Okay, whatever the JSON you want to create, copy paste, you will get the classes, same thing built in X++. Done. You're done. This is how we work with this type of classes. Okay? Yeah. Next. Okay, if there are no questions, we will go to the next topic. And I thought of starting the reports, but unfortunately today we have only half an hour. So what I will do is we will finish something other topics. Okay. So we will do one thing. We have the data entry extensions, query extensions, V extensions, and deploying code using task recorder trace parser. We will see this value. Okay. Now see here. First of all, I want to explain you about a trace parser. Okay. I want to explain you about a trace parser. So what is a trace parser? Already I think I told you trace parser is a tool used for resolving the performance issues, but unfortunately due to memory, I don't know whether it works or not, but let me try. Okay. I don't know what to delete here. It's 1.51 GB. What can I delete? Just a second, I'm checking so that I can delete something. Oh, 3.6 MB. Okay. Okay. These anyways, they are available. Just I'm checking what can be deleted. Otherwise, it is not going to work. So what are the sessions that we have completed now? I would like to delete them. Okay, 362 KB, 284 KB, and here, this is where I can save some 546 MB. Good. Okay, done. Next, is there anything that I can delete? No, not here. So this is okay. We have 2.19 GB. I think that should be good enough. So first of all, let me open the front end. USM and let me open a trace parser. Let me open some accounts receivable, and then let me open all sales orders. Even this time consumption is also due to the same memory issue. Okay. Now I can see one open order here, the basketball stadium one. Let me select this. And please remember, whenever you are trying to do the confirmation or something, or whenever you are trying to collect the trace, when you need to collect the trace, only at the exact instance where you have the issue. Okay, because don't collect the huge amount of traces. Okay, it will be worthless. If you collect more amount of trace, you need to do more analysis. Okay, that's a performance drawback again. So only collect less amount of trace. Just a second here, it's taking some time. Okay. Now, customer. Okay, it came to the other page. Okay, click on confirmation. Let me reduce the size out of this traces as well. Here you need to select the capture events and select only whatever the events that are necessary. Okay, I can select all the events, but again my memory will get exploded, so I don't want to do that now. I will select XPP compiler, XPP runtime, and when you are working with data entity framework, you will have that separate for data entity. And when you are working for reports, you will have for report your separately. When you are working with the workflows, you will have the state machine separately. When you are working for task recorder, you can use task recorder. For query, sysquery. So like this, you will have number of options. Okay, you will have a huge number of options for integrations and everything. Okay, so whatever you need to do is you need to select the proper one. Okay, and once you are done, and once you are on the step where you are doing the confirmation, so I want to collect trace only when I am doing the confirmation. So let me do that. You are about to post the document. If I click on the OK button, the document will get posted. So I need to click on the start button here, and once the trace is started, select OK button. It will post, and then you need to stop the trace. Okay, everything should happen simultaneously. Yeah, please remember this. Okay, done. Now go and stop the trace and import. Okay, so if it imports, it is fine. Otherwise, I need to see, because the issue should be with the environment, because I cleared out the memory as well as needed. So I hope it should import this time. Let's see. But it will occupy the memory like anything here. You can see now it was more than 149 GB. I don't know what is the exact reason for that. Okay, writing into database. Opening the trace. Good, it got opened. Okay, so this was also the memory issue. You can see how memory issue is. My C drive is full and it did not get opened. I need to clear out everything. Now if you go and see the memory, it will be again decreased. Okay, I have deleted few things, but even then you can see now it's 2.19 GB. It came up to 1.85 again back. Okay, so this is how you need to update your memory. Now this select grouping is important. This select grouping will show you the session. Okay, and here I will tell you few things. When you are seeing this grouping, from this grouping itself you can say where exactly the issue is. You can see the SQL aggregate 151.93 I think it's milliseconds, 2832.01 milliseconds, means it will be nearly 2.8 seconds. And here you can see XPP aggregate is 34788 and 34794. So by seeing this directly, you need to concentrate on where it is taking more amount of time. Okay, where it is taking more amount of time. And on the bottom, so this timeline will show you the logs and everything. So just neglect this. This is not a big deal. Whereas this is the first tab that you need to see. In the overview, you can see 33,021 milliseconds only for it has taken for call sys set connection context. Okay, and this is a system call, so you can simply neglect that. System calls, you can't do anything. Whereas the other ones you can see 4,400, and here it is trying to fetch some. Okay, here every time it showed only the field names. We can see this query. Okay, when we go to the SQL now, we can see this query. You need to see here top 5 SQL queries and then top 5 X++ methods. These are the things that we should be interested on. Inclusive, exclusive, only method time, inclusive, including the SQL time. Trade totals, cost value. This method has the total of 19 database calls and it has took 5,507 milliseconds. It took 5 seconds only for execution of this method. So now these are the things that we need to look at. How much time it took, how many database calls are there, can we reduce the database calls? Because sometimes people will do thousands of database calls which are of no use. So we need to see how we can reduce those database calls. And if you want to see the call stack and everything, you can see in the call tree here. Okay, and the whole X++ code you can see here, the execution sequence and what is the code, you can see that. Now you can see form run wait. Okay, because it is showing processing on the back end, the enter form is waiting for the response. Okay, so that is what is form run dot wait. So total it took 33 seconds, which is why form run wait is showing 33 seconds. Okay, 33 seconds, which is why it is showing. Okay, and whereas if you come down, you can see there are a lot of classes here. We are using the sales order, so you can see sales table type, sales table type check quantity. All this will list out what are the classes that are being called. Can you say this? Can pick English be updated, trade, all these classes. Whenever you are trying to perform an operation in the ERP, this is how it will take. And here you can see total inclusive, total exclusive. What are the total number of database calls? Okay, including the database calls, how much time did it took? Excluding the database calls, how much time it took? What is the database timing? How much time it spent on database? You can see all those details here. Okay, you can see all those details here. And similarly, if you want to get the SQL queries, you can select SQL. It will show you each and every query that has executed and how much time it took to execute this query. This is very, very important. Okay, this is where, because if you see here, it will sort on the basis of time. If the execution time is more, then you need to think why the SQL execution is taking more time. If the count is more and execution time is more, you need to think how I can reduce the count, the database calls count, because the more number of calls to the database, the more time the query will take. Okay, and if there is only one instance of execution and it is taking more amount of time, then you need to think about indexes. Like this, depending upon what is happening and what is happening with the code, you need to decide what to check and where to check. Okay, this is about the trace parser. Here it will list out all the client sessions and the server sessions, and one thing you need to concentrate on is the time. Where it has taken more amount of time, you need to first of all concentrate over there. Okay, because sometimes it will be with XPP calls, sometimes it will be with database calls. It depends. Again, there will be a lot of parameters. Based on that, you need to decide. Okay, and whenever you are trying to take the trace, you need to take the trace only at the exact instance where you have the issue. You should not collect the trace of hours together. It's of no use. Okay, this is about the trace parser. Okay, now it's your time. Please let me know if you have any questions about trace parser. Any questions? Okay, now the next thing is about the task recorder. See here, now we are done the implementation project here. Shopping management system, we have implemented few screens and everything. Now we need to train the whom? End users. How to train them? To train them, we need to provide them the documentation. Now I will select the home button so that it will go to the home. And now if I click on the settings, you can see there is something called task recorder. So whatever the activity you perform here, it will record that particular activity. Okay, and this task recording is very useful. Whenever you have some performance issues from the standard, you need to create the task recorder. Whenever you want to create, you have a documentation of whatever you have done, you need to use the task recorder and you can create a documentation. Okay, now how to do this? Select the task recorder, click on create recording and give some good recording name. 1 second. Shopping management. I am giving this name. And recording description not needed. Click on the start button. It will show us the controls on the top. Okay, and now you can see I will come down here. I will say shopping management system, and here what I will do is I will select address information. Now you can see what it does. It has added a task here, subtask. Okay, task here. Now the next step, I will select the new button. It will say click new button, and I will add the city, Chennai, India. Okay, city should be Hyderabad or Bangalore. I think we have added some validation. Bangalore. Okay, India, and then district. Now you can see validation got failed. So again, it is asking me to change. Okay, and then district, I will say Bangalore, and city. Why I got city 2 times? City, country, district. Oh, this is state here. I think some problem with the label. Don't know when it happened. Okay, and I will say Karnataka, zip code 30052. Okay, and then I will click on the save button. Click save. So this is how the documentation is created. Now let's say you want to start a subtask. You can click on the start subtask and you can create a subtask. Okay, because form inside you have the another form and there you want to add some information, then we will create a subtask. If it is a single form like this, there is no need of creating a subtask. Okay, now once you are done with this, click on the stop button, and this task recorder will give us 4 different options. One is save to this PC. Done. It will create a TRX file and then it will save to the local computer. Okay, and if you want to reopen, and let's say if you want to add later on, you can use this task recorder. Okay, you can open this task recorder and you can perform the operations. Okay, you can open this task recorder file from the task recorder in the Dynamics 365. Okay, let me save this. Next, save to lifecycle services. So when we save this to lifecycle services, we will save this to lifecycle services whenever we have the requirement of standard issues. Okay, I will click on cancel because I cannot authorize that because it will not allow me to do the authorization here. I cancelled this. Okay, third one is Word document. This Word document we will send it to end users. So what is the purpose of sending this to end users? So that they can try this and start working with the screens that we have created. You can see these are the steps. Done. Now the fourth one is the interesting one. Okay, we call it as developer recording. So this will generate a XML file for us. This will generate a XML file for us. Okay, now let me save this. Open folder. Now you can see this is the developer task recording. This can be used to create the test cases. For example, if I go to the backend, let me create a new project, file, click on the new project. Okay, Dynamics 365 finance and operations. I will say AMA test cases. Click on the OK button. And no need of saving anything because already I have saved. Okay, and I have checked in the whole code here. You can get it. That's a public project. Okay, now here I will go to Dynamics 365 add-ins, import task recording, select import task recording, and now start a project, new project, whatever it is, you can use it. I want to take Amazon. Check where is Amazon. Okay, and then company by default I will take USRT, recording path, browse. I'm creating a new project. Okay, if you want to use existing, you can do that as well. Open, and then you can click on import. Okay, so let me say test case. Okay, click on the OK button. It will create a new project for us. Now please see here, it has added the classes. Now you can see this is the class it has added, view code. Okay, now it is adding this information. It has given city 1. Okay, but we don't need this. We have zip code, state, district, and what else? It has given city 1, city. Okay, now 3000. 1 second. 55. I will remove some value here, and I will remove some value. Save. Okay, and now what it will do? You can see here. Open the form. Open the form. AMA address form, and then add set all these values, and then click the save button. Okay, open the menu item, set, and click the save button. That's it. Now again you can see there are some errors. This is due to the model. Okay, so whatever I need to do is go to model, update model parameters, because we have some models for test here. Whatever I need to do is I need to add them as a referenced packages. You can see there will be some models, test essentials. Okay, click on the next button, finish, and do a rebuild. It will let us know what is missing. We need to use that. Let it
Kumar,
add.
from where we imported it? From file option, right?
Yes, here in the Dynamics 365 you will have add-ins and then import task recorder.
Okay.
From here we'll import
Okay. 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 Yeah, I missed that part.
that. Okay, this is how we are going to work with the task recorder, and these are the different options we have. I will show you the remaining stuff. Let it build. Okay, and okay, let's wait for a minute. It's building. Okay, now the build got completed. What is the next step? Click on the test button. You have the run. You can simply run the test case. Run all tests. It will show up in the. It will open the test window for us. Depending upon the data and validations, it will either pass or fail the test case. Okay. If all the validations are successful, then it will pass the test case. If validations are not successful, then it will fail the test case. And if you want to see that, there will be a test explorer somewhere. Okay, other windows, load test runs. 1 second, let me check. Run test started. Windows test explorer. Now you can say this. Okay, it's running. You can see the play button. And then once the execution is finished, depending upon the data and depending upon validations, it will either pass or fail the test cases. Okay, so this is how we will work with the test cases in Dynamics 365. As simple as this. Whereas in AX 2012, if you want to do that, again we used to have what do you call this, coded UI, and then we used to write test case and coded UI, and it used to take a lot of time. Okay, please remember. This is how we work with the test cases. Now let me open one more window. Let it run in the back end. I want to go to my project. See here, next thing is about deploying Dynamics 365 code in various environments. So how to deploy the code in various environments? For this, there are multiple ways. Okay, to deploy the code in Dynamics 365, there are multiple ways. So what are those ways? First way, if you have the development environment and from one development environment to another development environment, you want to move the code. Okay. Second thing, from development environment, you want to move to the test environment and you want to move the code immediately. Third thing, from development environment to the test environment, you want to move the code by following a process. Fourth thing, from development environment or from the VSTS, you want to move code to the production environment. Okay. So if you want to move the code from one dev environment to the another dev environment, there are two different ways. Okay, or dev to test, there are two different ways. First way is, and even if you want to use the other ways as well, you can do that, but generally these are the ways we follow. First one is copy and paste XML files and do a model build. This is what we do. What we do, copy and paste the XML files, because you can see here in AWS service we have a metadata folder. Is that right? If I go to AWS service, in the package local directory, I have Amazon and you have a metadata folder. And in this metadata, whatever we do is we are going to move whatever we need. This is the first way and the easiest way. From this XML file, if I give this XML files to you, you can simply copy and paste. Second way, export and import the project. Okay. See here. Now if you open the Visual Studio and let me open the project. Okay, it's taking a minute of time, let it take. And what we will do is, we will move that. There is an option called export and import. I want to show you just a second.
So Kumar, the first option is we have to copy all the metadata, then we will do a build or something like.
Even if you move one file as well, you need to close and reopen Visual Studio, and then you need to do a build of the model. Okay, you need to do a build of that specific model. That will be enough.
Okay. And I didn't get, like, from copying where to where those packages.
That's what I showed you. For example, I have the label file.
Okay.
In the other
Yeah.
location, in the other development box as well, you have the same location, same path.
Okay.
You need to simply copy
Right.
these
Right.
XML files and paste it over there. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now it's clear.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, just a second here. It's still loading. Here, actually, what will happen is, okay, already I have another project now. I can use this. If you right click, we will have an option called export project. Okay, you need to use this export project, and then it will generate a .axpp file. Okay, I'll say Amazon. Click on the save button. It got exported, and then in the Dynamics 365, we will have the import project option, and you can use that import project. Select the project file, open, and here you can see the elements. If you want to compare, you can compare. You can compare the code, and then you can move the project. If you click on the OK button, it will import this file to us. Okay, this is the second way. Export the project, import the project. Okay, this is the second way. Generate an AXPP file and then import it back. This is the second way. And from dev to dev machine, this is the way that we follow. The third way is deployment from LCS. Okay, actually I can't show you this because I don't have the environments and I don't have this one LCS subscription. How to do this on the LCS? If you have the environment, on that environment, if you open that environment, you will have an option called maintain. Okay, we will have an option called maintain. Let me check if I get any slide here. Okay, I want to check if there are any images. Okay, we will have an option called maintain, and then we need to set the Dynamics 365 environment in the maintenance mode, and then we need to apply the package. In the maintain itself, we will have apply package. Okay, we will have apply package, not this one. Okay, 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 I think no one has added that screenshots. Let me check, let me come down and check. Okay, on that maintain itself, we will have the option called apply package. Okay, but let me see, here I have the MSDN. Okay, just a second, I got one screenshot. I want to show this, but unfortunately I can't. Let me zoom this 1 second. Okay, this is how the environment will look like. Can you say this? Once you create the environment from LCS, you will see the environments window, and then you will see your environment like this on the LCS. Whereas in our case, environments will be empty. Okay, in our case, environments will be empty. LCS.dynamics.com. The environments will be empty. Whereas if you have the LCS subscription, you can see that environment. You can see here environments, no environments. This is our case. And as I don't have the subscription, it is not showing the plus button as well. Whereas if I go to this one, you can see plus button, Microsoft Azure settings, because they have the subscription. Okay, and then you need to open this environment, and this is the window that it will show. And here you can see a maintain button. If you select this maintain button, you will again get different options. You can set the environment in maintenance mode. You can apply the package. Okay, if you go here now, here you will have the shared asset library. Okay, on that shared asset library, we need to apply the package. Okay, and then from maintain, click on the apply package, and we need to apply package from here. This is the other way of deploying the code. Okay, this is the manual way of applying the code through LCS. Manual way of applying the code through LCS. Okay, manually. This is the manual way. And even if you want to apply the patches, Dynamics 365 patches, we will do in a similar fashion. There will be no difference. Here, you need to click on the plus button. If you want, you can create one more folder, and you can click on the plus button, and then you need to apply. Please remember, this is the manual way of applying the package. You can see software deployable package. You need to upload it here. Click on the plus button, add the package, apply the package. This is the third way. And again, if you have the release pipeline, the release pipeline will deploy automatically. Okay, this I don't want to again consider this, because setting up the release pipeline is again we will do from the LCS. That's a different way. We need to have the machines. Without that, I can't show you how to do this. Okay, we will set up the release pipeline. This is for automated deployments. The last way is manually deploy code. Okay, to manually deploy the code, there are steps here. Okay, from that, the first step is we need to generate a package. Okay, the first step is we need to generate a package. Okay, how to generate a package? Click on the Dynamics 365 and then add-ins. Here, no, not here. 1 second. Modal management. No, okay, I forgot. Okay, sorry. Deploy. Create deployment package. This is the package that we need to upload in LCS. You can see Amazon. Select the Amazon and you can select the package file location. I will give the desktop. Referenced packages are these ones. Click on the create. It will create a deployable package for us. And remember, up to AX 2012, even on the production, you have the development access coming from Dynamics 365. There will be no code in the development. Sorry, in the production. There will be no code in production. In production environment, you will see a set of files with .md extension. You will see a set of files with .md extension, and we will be Dynamics AX will be using those files. Dynamics AX will be using those files for code here to process whatever you wrote. It is going to use those files to generate those files. We are going to use create deployment package, and this deployment will go in a steps. Okay. Let me show you that steps from MSDN. 1 second. I need to get that link. Just a second. Okay, this is for cloud hosted environments. Uploading and then deploy. Not this one. Deploy custom code. 1 second. Exactly. This is what we have done now. Create deployable package, and we are creating the deployable package. Now this will generate a zip file. Let's see whether it has generated or not. It has generated. It has generated on the desktop. Let me go to the desktop and see whether it has generated the package or not. Go to desktop. You can see the where is this deployable package? 1 second. Did it give any errors? No, I think. 1 second. It says full build completed. Just a second here. I don't see that. Let me check once again. Let me create deployable package once again. Just a second. Why did it not create? So what it will do is it will create one zip file for us. Okay. And that zip file will be like this. It will be with the extension. Okay. .zip, and this is how AX deployable package. This is how it will create. And we can apply this deployable package from LCS. That is one way. The second way is we can install the deployable package from our end manually. There are few set of commands. Okay, those commands are listed down here. Okay, currently I don't have a new deployable package. Already I have everything, so I can't do this on my machine. But frankly speaking, you will never do this on your machines. Okay, this is only for remembering how this will do, because all this is taken care by LCS. LCS is going to do this, do all these steps. Please remember. Okay, now, so what does it does? In the first step, we have ax update installer.exe command, and then we need to use dev install. Okay, dev install for installing the deployable package. And before this, we need to collect a lot of information here. From that, we will call it as a topology configuration data. All these files will be generated automatically. All these files will be generated automatically. You can see there is a default topology data.xml, and this will be generated automatically, and it will list out all the environments where you want to again deploy the package. Once you run this now, it will automatically generate all these files. Okay, I will show you. I'm waiting for it to run. And then if you use the command ax update installer.exe dot list, it will show the components. What are the components? AWS service, DXF service, retail cloud POS, all these are the services. It will show service model list. It will list out each and everything and the name of the machine and what are being installed. Name of the machine, what are the values. It will show for each and every machine. And then we need to generate a run book. So what does this run book contain? It will contain the step-by-step information. Okay, now you can see to generate the run book, this is the command generate -run book using the topology file. Now you can see here machine 1 service model list, name of the machine, service model, machine 2, all these things. And the interesting thing is about these steps. Okay, it will show at each step what will happen, and if there is any error at that step, it will show that error as well. Okay, in the LCS you can download the logs. When you download the logs, you will get the runbook itself. You will get the runbook itself. By seeing that runbook, we can say why deployment got failed. Why deployment got failed. And at the last step, if everything is done, we need to run the runbook file, and it will execute each and every step, and it will throw if there is any error. And all these files are generated when you create a package. Okay, when you generate this package. Okay, now let me go to desktop and check whether it has generated or not. No, it has not generated. Okay, I got it. I got the reason. Mostly it should be due to again oh, it says model build failure. Why it has failed? I want the errors. What is the error? The name AMA customer does not. Oh, this is the error that we have got just now. Okay, 1 second. Oh, sorry, I think I'm already late by 10 minutes. Okay, let's do one thing. If you remember, I have created AMA customer. In the service contract, there is a variable. Okay, I need to remove this variable and then I need to create a deployable package. I will show you this deployable package tomorrow. Okay, no worries. Yeah, now it's your time. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Yes, Kumar.
Yeah.
So when we export the package, will it export each and everything like the form customization, extensions, or
everything, each and everything will get exported.
okay? And can we have two different solutions? For example, one is having the extension for customer table and one is having for items table. So can we import these both solutions, packages?
See here, package, it will take the model. Okay, I got it. Show you. If you have more 5 or 10 minutes now, I can show you. I will show you now itself.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay then. All right. I'm opening the solution. Just a second. Because what will happen is when you create a package, the package is for model. Okay, the package is not for Visual Studio project or Visual Studio solution. The package is for a specific model. If you create 100 solutions and if you have objects of it in a same model, it will create everything in the deployable package. Just a second, it's loading.
So in one solution we can have something for some table, and in another solution we can have something.
You can. Why
It
not?
will merge.
That's
You
what we
import
have
both
done. Yeah.
packages, it will merge all.
Yeah, it will consider, it will take all the elements from your package. Just a second, I will show you right away. You can say this. This is the error that I got. Okay, let me save this. Now let me create a deployable package. If there are errors now, it will not create a deployable package. I did not see that previously. You can see test case is also passed. Can you see this? It took 11 minutes to execute the test case due to the memory and it got passed. You can see the right button. Okay, deploy, create deployable package. Amazon. 1 second. and select the folder, deployable package. Okay. Now click on create. And actually, when we are creating test cases, we will create those test cases in another model. We will create one more model called Amazon test cases, and we will create in it. It is building the models now. Let it build. Oh, it says again the build got failed. Let me check why. What is the reason for this? Why there is unparsed code? 1 second. Just a second, yes. Because only when the build is successful, then only it will create deployable package. Just a second. Let me check why it is throwing the error. Because I don't see any unparsable code here. Everything is parsable, but that should be something. Okay, good. Please edit the element. Okay. What is there to edit in this? Nothing.
Yes, Kumar, actually, I have one more question.
Go ahead. Good. Build got completed successfully this time.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if we insert some, if we import some data in test server in the VM, and when we export the package, will it include the data also? The sample
Data will
data?
not be included. Yeah. Data
Then,
will not be included. Data is nowhere included. Okay. Deployable package contains only code.
okay, then how to migrate the data in sandbox or production servers?
See here, if you want to migrate the data, you need to use data entities. And if all
Okay.
the environments are same, in one environment you have the data, you can take the AXDB and then you can simply import it here. That means restore the DB. Okay. These are the
DB
two
directly.
ways. Yeah.
Okay. Or we can use the Excel also, import and export.
Yeah, that's what. If you want to use data entities, you can use data entities. No, you want to use DB restore, you can use DB restore.
No, without data entity, if we can export to Excel and import Excel.
You without data entity, how can you import and export? If you are importing and exporting, will you write again
Data
code to import and that's what is
data,
data entity.
yes.
That's what is data entity.
Okay.
Now let's see. Now it should generate the package because the build got completed successfully. If there is any other error, we need to resolve that. And next we will discuss SSRS reports. We have seen anyways Power BI. We will discuss on SSRS from tomorrow. And it will take, I can say 2 or 3 days. Okay. Now build is succeeded. So it is creating a package. Okay. Now you can see what it is doing. It is executing the scripts and it has created the package. Done. Now if you go to deployable package, you can see it has generated a package for us. Can I say this? The same as it is in online. If I extract this, again you can see AX update installer and all the scripts that are needed. You can say this. AX update installer, and then you can run the commands of AX update installer, and then default topology data. You will get everything. Open. You can say this. By default, local host in the local environment and AOS service. Okay. Now once you create a runbook, it will add Amazon and it will add all the steps for it. And you have the AOS service here. You can see the scripts. It will list down all the start AOS, stop AOS, upgrade. All those commands will be there here. And then packages. What are the packages that should be imported? In the files, you can see Amazon. These are the files that will get processed. Now you can see here. Okay. And in the bin, you will have the files list. .md. These are the files that I was saying. Okay. This is about the package.
Sorry for one more question. Maybe it is a silly question.
Yeah, I
Can we
told you already. No question is silly. Please go ahead and ask your question.
okay. So can we convert this package to the solution again? If I
Not
get this
possible.
package somewhere,
Not possible because the package will not have code. Okay. If you see here, the package will contain only .md files. Let me show you. Bin, and let us take the example of this EDT, and then let me click on edit with Notepad++. This is how it look like. AMA district and AMA SCM worker. You can see AMA key, Amazon key, zip code. So this is unreadable, yeah. You can't convert that into solution back again, unless and until you have a tool which will convert that to a actual files. Okay.
So
You
is there
need to
anything
convert
like
that to XML. I don't know that because Microsoft people might have it, but I don't know that. Okay.
okay?
Any other questions? Okay, thanks all for the session. Please try all this and let's meet again tomorrow, same time. Thank you all. Bye.